the Diamond Factory. I'm Dr. Roz, VP of Communications, sitting in for our phenomenal Phyllis Nash. I want to make a couple of announcements because we really do have a treat for you today. I mean, a wonderful treat, double for your trouble. Uh, but I want to make a quick announcement. We will have our regular scheduled events on this weekend, Saturday, as well as the things that take place at corporate as well. And I think I'm going to do a deep dive training on Sunday evening. Sunday evening. So I definitely will put the flyer out about that. That'll be 7 p.m. Central Time, Sunday afternoon. Deep dive training. I'm going to cover, of course, anybody have questions about the use of the app. Want to show you how to we're going to cover QR codes because I've been getting some questions about QR codes and how to design your own QR code. All that stuff is in our back office. And a lot of times we don't take advantage of the tools that we have. So that's going to take place. Also, regarding boot camp, just got a message. I will be sending out an email within the next couple of hours about boot camp meeting for tonight. It's going to be at 6:30 p.m. for rubies and above, and 7 p.m. for everyone else that has already scheduled to be going to boot camp. So I'll be sending that information, and the link will go out within the next couple of hours. All right, but it is taking place tonight at 6:30 and 7 p.m. 6:30 for rubies and above, and 7 o'clock for everyone else. Now, I said double for your trouble, didn't I? Yes, because we get part two. We get some more powerful, powerful information that was given to us on this past Wednesday by Coach Dan. And I just tried to piggyback from him yesterday. But listen, Coach Dan Johnson, our VP of Training and Development, man, y'all don't understand. This man is so in high demand all over the world, not just the city, the state, all over the world. And we get to glean from him. So, without any further ado, Coach Dan, are you there?
Absolutely. Great morning, everyone. Happy, merry Friday to everybody. Certainly, it is going on. Things are moving. The train of Akana is moving, and it's moving fast. But that's a good thing because there's a lot of momentum, and there's a lot of things that is happening. There's a lot of things that's taking place. And so we want to make certain that everybody is fully engaged, fully empowered to have and to accomplish everything they need to accomplish. We send a big shout out to our very own Dr. Roz, who does a great job in keeping us informed and making certain that we are well aware of everything that's going on. And just as she stated today, all of the trainings that is available, we want to be able to maximize it. One of the things I've learned and one of the things I've come to understand is a lot of times we make an investment into something, but we really don't fully take full advantage of what we've made the investment in. And so what does that mean, Coach Dan? What that simply means is, for example, I I made an investment in being able to create funnels and provide and resell funnels and all of that stuff. I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars because the product is absolutely amazing. It makes sense to do, right? But what I didn't do, because I don't really like technology, I tolerate it. What I didn't do is make the investment to either A, learn 100% of how it's used, or B, hire somebody and train them to make 100% of how it's used. And so as a result, guess what? I only get a fraction of usage from it. When there is 150 features that can help me be successful, that can help me win, I only use a small percentage of it. So what that means is I am missing out I am missing out on what it is that I could utilize this particular resource to. So, for example, really what I want everybody to do, because listen, your back office becomes your roadmap. Your back office becomes the foundation. It tells you the story. It tells the story of how you are doing. It tells the story of how your people are doing. It tells the story of how every individual, what's selling the most, and where your customers are. It tells you the story. And one of the things that I understand about it, gives you data. And one of the things you must understand about data is that data drives two things. Data drives two things. I want y'all to write this down. Data drives two things. What does data drive? Number one, data drives decisions. Based on the data, decisions are made. And so you have to ask yourself, what is the data? You have to know the data of your business so that you can make the right decisions. For example, what are your customers buying the most? What is the data? What is it? What do you feel your team, what kind of momentum does your team have? What is the data? Which leg is actually in a better position to help you move to the next level so that you can help them get to the next level? What is the data? For example, you may be, let's say you are a few CVs, a few dollars away from advancing to the next rank, right? And you have a person on one leg, you have a team on one leg that is probably just a few short sales of helping you reach your goal. But then you have a team on another leg that has momentum and that has a lot of energy. So you've been focused, but not enough momentum and energy to help give you that push over the edge. So what happens? Because you focus on the one that has the energy and has the momentum. Whereas me, if I'm looking at the data, I'm going to go to the other team and say, hey, I'm going to find somebody to help push. You see, data drives decisions. And you have to spend some time understanding, knowing the data. You got to spend some time doing three things: evaluating the data, understanding the data, and then utilizing that data to make the right decision. Right? So data, number one, drives dollars. Drives decisions. Number two, data drives dollars. Understanding the data helps you to understand where the money is, where the money is coming from, where the dollars are. And so it's very, 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 very important that you take advantage, dive in, dig deep, know that back office so that you can know and understand the data. All right? Very, very, very important, especially as we're kicking this thing off. We need to be establishing goals. We know November is coming. November for many people is very, very monumental. November is, and I'm talking about it right now because I want you to be in position to set yourself up so that you can make certain that we should produce a lot more diamonds in November. But that starts right now. That starts you establishing the momentum. You're setting up the infrastructure. You're understanding what's going on. When you look at Akana as a whole now, it's more than just selling product. It's more than just selling product. Akana sells experiences. Akana sells experiences. So you must understand, how do you create, and we talked about this on Wednesday, how do you create the kind of experience that postures you and position you to be able to sell? When you sell the experience, watch this, here you go. when you sell the experience, when you sell the movement, the product sells itself. And it's a benefit that the product works. You understand that? When many people that is a part, excuse me, of Akana right now, they are part of it because of the experience, because of the movement, because of what it represents. And as a result of that, they can't get enough of it. They want to be a part of it. Think about why you are in it yourself. It's the experience and it's the lifestyle. It's the community. So as you continue to move forward, consider those things. Don't look at it just and limit yourself to selling product. You're selling experience. You're selling a lifestyle. You're selling a movement. You're selling a community. You're selling, watch this, a dream. The reality is, when you think about where we came from to where we are today, it's only a matter of time where we begin to hit that. I would call it the snowball or effect, where now we are doubling exponentially. We are growing exponentially. It's only a matter of time before we're on the trajectory of hitting that $100 million number. And everybody who doesn't want to be a part of that kind of experience, who doesn't want to be a part of that kind of movement, who does not want to be a part of that kind of community? So you have to think about all of the things that Akana offers that makes us unique. Matter of fact, this is what I want you to do today. What I want you to do today, I want you to begin to really think about, I want you to write down these 3 questions. I want you to write down these 3 questions, and I want you to critically think about it. Those of you that are leaders and you're leading teams, I want you to help your team members to really extract the answers and critically think about the answers to these vital questions. Question number one is, what makes Akana different? What makes Akana different than the company down the street that's selling quote unquote CBD and health and wellness products? What makes Akana different? Number 2, what makes Akana better? And don't just say, well, Akana is better because we have the best products. No. What makes our products best? I want you to critically think about that. Think about how our stuff is tested. Think about our certificate of analysis. Ask yourself, how many other companies do that, go that involved? Get that involved. Ask yourself that question. Number 1, what makes us different? Number 2, what makes us better? Number 3, what makes us one of a kind? What separates us from everybody else? You know what? I believe I'm going to give you a little hint. I'm going to give you a small hint, but I'm going to have you dive into it and say, what about it, right? The hint that really separates us from everybody else is the type of experiences that Akana produces. Now, the question is, what's so unique about our experiences? Why is it one of a kind? Who's doing it? Who's having wind down Wednesdays with your choice of wine and or water, your little hors d'oeuvres, your lunch, based on blood types? Who's doing that kind of stuff? You got to become one. It's imperative that you become one. You become immersed. You become consumed. You become drenched. You become weeded within the fabric of what this company is. what it represents, and what it has to offer. I promise you, it will turn what seemingly feels like a sale. Come on, watch this. To just a conversation that causes and the energy of your conversation, the knowledge of your conversation, the understanding of your conversation, what it will do is it will draw people in and almost say, what must I do? What must I do to get delivered from poverty? What must I do to be set free from sickness and disease? What must I do to get the flat belly down? What must I do to get my energy back? What must I do to get some sleep at night? Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? Your energy, your conversation, your understanding, your communication of who we are, and what we do, and what we have, it becomes so contagious, Minister Mooney, it becomes so contagious that they cry out, what must I do? You don't have to sell it. You don't have to sell a product. What you have to do is become one with the experience and share your experience. That's why they say the word of mouth is the greatest form of advertising. Share your experience. That's why the good book says this. It says, and they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the words of their testimony. Their testimony. Share your experience. What is your testimony? Your testimony. Share your experience. Not only share your experience, but create an experience for them. So when they come looking for answers, they believe based on what they heard, but you want them to know based on what they experienced. So listen, I can do this all day, as you guys know, but that's my time. I trust and pray that this was helpful. I trust and pray that this gave you, it was not only inspirational, but it was informational and educational, and put you in a position where you can go out and begin to critically think about the things we talked about. Number one, know your data. Know your data. Number two, know your experience and be able to create an experience for those that you're with. And number three, understand why you are the thumb, the sore thumb that stick out amongst everybody else. Understand why you are the brightest color in the room. Understand why you are the loudest voice in the crowd. Why Akana? Why Akana? What makes you different? What makes you better? What makes you one of a kind? And if you're able to grasp hold to this moment that we're sharing with you today, I assure you that here we go, Minister Mooney. I assure you your presentation will be contagious. And as a result of your presentation being contagious, you're going to be, Miss Kirkland, you're going to be, down in Kirkland, you're going to be a blessed branch. Y'all hearing what I'm saying? Listen, I thank y'all so much for this moment. I thank you for this time. Until next time, as always, I need y'all to have a supernatural, a kind of day. And as always, prosper.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach Dan. Thank you. Oh, man, we got a double dose, guys. Just before we go, Minister Mooney, I did unmute you. So if you want to share with us what's taking place on Saturday at corporate. You're unmuted already.
Yes, I do. Great morning, woman of God. Thank you for bringing me on. Great morning, man of God. Powerful message. You all, in your own space, give them a round of applause. I'm so excited about tomorrow morning. And not just tomorrow morning, hear what I'm saying, tomorrow afternoon. So tomorrow morning is our usual training with distributors at 8 a.m. at the dispensary. 8 a.m. at the dispensary, arrive on time, arrive sharp. It is almost like a one-on-one. Last week we were packed, sharing a lot of information. So that one-on-one, that training with distributors is at 8 a.m. 9 a.m. is for coaches to come and set up, get there early. We love meeting ahead of time before we start the 10 a.m., which is the 10 a.m. community scan. And that starts at 10. At 11, we start the presentation. Now, we have been flipping the tortilla, as Moshe would say, a little bit, but that's giving you the basics of what's happening. Now, what's seriously special, tomorrow, man, we are going live tomorrow afternoon. So, distributors, time in at 2 a.m. and we are going to share with you how to run this party model. 2 p.m., not 2 a.m. 2 p.m. live. We are going to share with you how to run this party model on the Zoom. Let me give you that Zoom ID. Hold on one second. Get my glasses. Where's my glasses? All right, here we go. All right, you all. That Zoom ID is, hold on. All right, write this number down. That Zoom ID is 857-0983-1766. And I will give you the passcode. Please don't post this passcode on any social media, but feel free to share it with your team. Share all this with your team. It is LEARN, all lowercase, LEARN. So once again, that 2 a.m., that virtual training is, the Zoom code is 857-0983-1766. And the passcode is LEARN. Now, let me explain what the virtual training is. Well, let me go a little further. At 3 p.m., we will still be live, actually showing what? A party in process. That's right. We're inviting new people, the distributors who are in Chicago. They can come and sit in and still watch, but you can actually invite your guests to be a part of that party experience. So at 2 p.m. is a virtual, so now I'm explaining, it's a virtual training where we will ask questions, you will get information. It is a virtual training. We will only be able to ask and to answer questions during that time, because once we do the party at 3 p.m., this is a chance where you all can observe actually it happening in real time, as well as inviting your guests, sending your guests, all of that good stuff. So without further ado, I will see you all either tomorrow morning. Coaches, looking forward to meeting with you and seeing you, or afternoon. See you all tomorrow. God bless.
All right. Thank you, Minister Mooney. And for those of you rubies and above, you still will be having your leadership call directly after this Zoom, after this conference. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. Have a great day. Let's do like our chief sales officer always says to us, push. Bye-bye for now.